Hey there, this is Dr. Justin Croushore from the Morehead State University Trombone Studio in Morehead, Kentucky. I'm here today to talk to you about the 2023-2024 KMEA All-State Audition Etudes. We're going to start here with the technical etude today. This is number 10 from the Tyrell 40 Progressive Studies for Slide Trombone. Let's give it a listen first. Okay, let's talk about some things we can do to prepare this rather difficult etude. First of all, I want to talk about making a practice plan and setting a tempo that is appropriate. We all see 100 beats per minute at the top of the page. That's a great goal, and if possible, that's the tempo you should perform your audition on, especially for the final round. However, what we don't want to do is bang our head against a wall, trying it over and over at 100 beats per minute, hoping that it's going to work out for us. It probably won't. What I would recommend is, of course, practice at a slower tempo, and yes, with a metronome. Maybe you have one on your phone, maybe you have a separate device, but make sure you practice this slowly with a metronome. For the recording you just listened to, I was right around 88 beats per minute. That's a little under the tempo, but it still has the character and the spirit. If I was preparing this etude for an audition, I would play it at that tempo a lot. And I mean a lot. And get really good at it, slightly slower than full tempo. And then, when it's time to bump it up to 100 beats per minute, you might need to practice it, but I think you'd be amazed by how easy it is to make that jump. So, if you can't play it at 80, don't try it at 100. Or maybe bring it down to 72 or even 60. That's okay. Get really good at that. Feel solid in every note you play, and then add the tempo. If you have several weeks before your audition, the first couple weeks should be at a slower tempo, just getting the feeling of everything. The other thing I want to talk about is making sure we make this musical. Even though we have a whole lot of notes to play, even though we're covering the high and low range of the instrument, we still need to make it sound like a piece of music. We need to sound like musicians when we play this. So how do we do that? We make contrast. Find ways to make musical contrast, even in this highly technical etude. I only see one dynamic marking. That's too bad. Maybe you can find moments to give a little bit of contrast. I have found myself that if I play a little bit softer, when I go into that first measure on the third line of the etude, as well as the first measure of the fourth line of the etude, and give myself room to grow, not only does it sound more musical, but it also makes it a little easier to play through those rising chord figures. Also, I want to bring special attention to the martellato articulation markings you see here. We sometimes call those rooftops, and the official term is martellato, which means heavily accented or hammered. They stick out to my eyes when I look at the page, and they should stick out to your ears and your audience's ears when you play them. Give them a little extra emphasis, maybe even circle them on your page, whatever works for you to make you bring those little sections, little mini phrases out to the listener. Happy practicing. Enjoy.